everybody, welcome back, welcome to Daily Reflections with Chris, where here we talk recovery as it pertains mostly to alcoholism, but you can probably apply this to a lot of things in your life as I have, and part of the 12 step is that we apply these principles to all our affairs. Just a little fast forward to step 12. So for those of you who have been joining me, I want to say thank you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your likes. Thank you for your shares. Thank you for your views. So this month, because it's the third month, we're talking about either the third step or the third tradition, right? And once in a while, they'll throw in something that has a lot to do with as a result of the third step, right? Or as a result of turning our will and our lives over to the care of God as we understood Him. So today's topic, usually I read it on the fly and I share on the fly, of course, with a little bit of prayer beforehand, before I press play. I pray because I'm hoping that you guys will get something out of this, that it's not just me just talking smack or just, this might turn into a documentary, but more than anything, I want it to turn into something that would help somebody, right? So today is March 27th, and they're talking about, the title of today's entry is called AA's Freedom. We trust that we already know what our several freedoms truly are, that no future generation of AAs will ever feel compelled to limit them. Our AA freedoms create the soil in which genuine love can grow. That's the Language of the Heart, page 303, which is another book. We talk a lot about our literature here. We have the big book, we have the 12 and 12, we have the As Bill Sees It. There's another one, it's called One Day at a Time. It's not AA approved, but it is used in meetings. We have Drop the Rock. We have AA Comes of Age, Pass It On, Emotional Sobriety, The Next Frontier, and tons of other books that we read on and study. And one of them is called The Language of the Heart. And Language of the Heart is, I'm not too familiar with the book itself, but Language of the Heart is a language that we speak to one another without exactly knowing exactly what we're saying or exactly understanding all the information that we're given, right? Especially as a newcomer, you know that something's there. You know that they're speaking something, like they're speaking straight to me. They're sharing their experience, strength, and hope. They're telling me things they ain't gotta be telling me. I mean, intimate stuff that they want to share with me, so that to tell me in the end of all things is that this program really works. Like, man, I've been through some stuff, and this is what I did, and this is what happened, and it works. So that's what I heard when I first went to my first meeting. Those of you know my story. My first meeting was in Spanish, and I didn't understand anything they said, but something was happening there. Yes, I was there because I had to go. I had my paper signed. I needed my paper signed, right, for probation. But something started to happen in those meetings that little by little, I started kind of wanting this. I kind of started that desire. I was like, what? I mean, I can have a better life. What? I don't have to drink no more if I don't want to. What? You've been through the ringer, and now you're not? Your life's better? You're doing everything you've ever wanted to do. Your dreams are coming true. Whoa. Tell me more. I would be like, tell me more. After a while, I was like, tell me more. And it was that language of the heart, that their story spoke to my story, that the way they talked, the way they carried themselves spoke to me. I mean, they cussed. They were ratchet. I was ratchet. I cussed. I mean, it was like, I was like, oh man, these are my people. I felt like, oh yeah, this is where I belong. Yeah. Okay, sorry, I got ahead of myself. So further on, this reading says, I craved freedom. First, freedom to drink. Later, freedom from drink. The AA program of recovery rests on a foundation of free choice. There are no mandates, laws, or commandments. AA spiritual program, as outlined in the 12 steps, and by which I am offered even greater freedoms, is only suggested. I could take it or leave it. Sponsorship is offered but not forced, and I come and go as I will. It is these and other freedoms that allow me to recapture the dignity that was crushed by the burden of drink and which is so dearly needed to support an enduring sobriety. Wow. So sometimes even us people in recovery give other people in recovery a sort of a hard time, right? They're like, yeah, when we get here, we're all very sensitive. We think we're the only ones. Nobody loves us. Nobody understands us. And they don't like to be told what to do, right? They kind of say it kind of in a rude manner, but it's true. Like, no alcoholic comes to the program, I mean, unless they're ready. But even the ones that are ready, they're like, I'm ready, but I don't know if I'm ready to do everything you tell me that I need to do. Well, they don't say you need to do anything here. They strongly suggest some things. They suggest some things. They offer you a program that works if you want it. If you want what we have, then do what I do, which the program is the 12 steps, and that's what I did. I did the 12 steps, and my life as it is now is a result of that. I can't sit here and say, oh, I set out to get this and I set out to that, even though it was enticing, even though it was like, tell me more, I want that, what you say that I can have, the peace and the serenity, the self-love, that I could care for myself when I never did, that I could find it, that I could take a shower, that I could, my eyeballs would not be yellow anymore, that my body wouldn't hurt, that my heart would heal. And this is the stuff they told me that I could, that they have, that they didn't have when they first came into AA. You know, I'm talking about those who share their experience with me. And I wanted that, and I said, well, what do I have to do? And it says, well, we did, and we worked the steps. We did the program. That is the program of recovery. It's in the 12 steps. I was like, wow. I was like, okay, well, sign me up. Let's go. Right? But I needed a sponsor. And okay, so I was in outpatient rehab, right? And during this whole time, DWI, gotta go to outpatient rehab, gotta go to AA. I don't have a driver's license anymore. They took it away. I didn't have a car because I wrecked it. I didn't have any friends because they didn't want to hang out with me anymore. You know, I was like, I didn't have any freedom. I was like, from 6 o'clock in the morning to midnight, I was doing something that I had to do to fulfill my probation. And so I didn't have any freedoms, right? Even to the point where my one-on-one counselor in outpatient treatment, in IOP, said, Chris, if you don't get a sponsor, I'm going to send you to jail. And I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to go to jail again. I don't want to go and be there. It's cold and the food's horrible and people pick on you and you see all kinds of things and you have to take a shower in front of everybody. And now I could probably do it with no problem. I mean, I do. But back then I was like, no, plus you're in jail, man. I don't like jail. So the ladies, you know, my counselor said, if you don't get a sponsor and work the steps, you're gonna go to jail. So I was not forced to get a sponsor, but if I wanted to stay out of jail, I was gonna have to get one. And I could have made the choice to, I'm not gonna get one. You ain't gonna tell me nothing. Send me to jail if that's what you think you want to do. I could have easily chosen that path, but I said, no, I don't like jail. So I got a sponsor. I was like, I don't want to go back to jail. I don't want to go back to jail. So I got me a sponsor. I started working the steps, not right away. I mean, and the first sponsor I got, she didn't really work out. Second person I got was like, man, you know, I wanted a boy sponsor, and they're like, no, boys with boys and girls with girls. And I was like, I don't want. And back then I was a different person, so I was like, I guess. But I found somebody who was like one of the best, you know, one of the best sponsors I ever had, and she taught me a lot she gave me a lot of suggestions that worked. And when I first got here, I had this thing they called the gift of desperation, the GOD. That was my GOD when I got here. Man, I was so desperate to stay out of jail, to want a different life, that I was pretty much willing to do whatever they said because at that point I didn't know what worked and what didn't work. I just tried it all, and my first sponsor, man, she stuck me into service work right away. She's like, no, Chris, you show up early, you get everything cleaned up, ready to go, you make the coffee, and then you stay late. You clean it up, wash the coffee cups, wash ashtrays, push and shares, sweep, mop, vacuum, go outside, pick up trash, throw out the trash. Whatever needs to be done, you do it. So she's really the one who instilled that service work in me. I didn't have it when I first got here. I wasn't the guy who showed up and just did stuff to do stuff. I wasn't that guy. But I am now. I am now because that was one of the first things they taught me, and it really helped me with my recovery. That I could just show up to any place and see a need and be like, okay, I'm gonna go do that. Especially when I'm not feeling good. The people in my group, they already know when I'm going through something or when my mind's busy, because I'll show up early now, man. I'll polish that thing so clean, they'll walk in and be like, oh man, we love it when Chris is struggling because the place looks good. And I get to take that to work with me, and it doesn't become like the freedom of just doing things, because it's who I am now, it's who I've become, to be able to show up to work and clean my space, and you don't have to be asked. They tell me often, Chris, we don't have to ask you to do that. It's like, I know, but I can't go into a big old long explanation, or do I have to? I just say thank you, because to explain if they ever wanted to, nobody really wants to know where all that came from. Or maybe they thought I was born with it, but I wasn't. It's part of the process. It's part of the AA freedoms, that I get to be somebody different, even when I don't know that I'm being somebody different. Somebody will be just like, Chris, I like that about you, that I don't have to ask you to do nothing. You just do it. And it started here. It started in recovery. It started when I made a decision that I wanted to be a part of this life and not that life, that I wanted to be a part of this program and not the lifestyle that I was living out there, that I really wanted this more than anything. That's when I became so teachable that I would do anything they would tell me. And I have so many tools in my tool bags in recovery that, man, I could pretty much, if anybody's struggling with something, I could pretty much suggest 2 or 3 things. And of course, they always remind me that, somebody who really wants this, you don't have to give them too many things, and they'll listen to anything. Somebody who doesn't really want it or is not quite sure, you got to give them about 6 different options, and they may or may not take one. And that's okay, because they're just not there, and that's okay. Everybody, we're all on the same road, but a different. In different, I don't want to say different levels, because there's no levels in AA in recovery, but I'm just saying that we're on the same road together, but maybe not in the same headspace all at once, right? And I'm grateful for that, because I'm hoping that when I'm not in a good space, that I will run into people who are, and they'll be like, man, dude, I've been there. Come on, dude, you're one of us. Let's go. And they'll hang out with me. They don't really even try to change me or give me a suggestion. They hang out with me till I'm ready to be like, all right, so this is what's going on, and you have any suggestions, or what do you suggest, or what do you think? Am I wrong? And sometimes I'll be like, well, yeah, you're wrong, Chris, but look, you're wrong. You messed it up, but we have a solution that works, and it'll help you get through it. And just don't drink, and just don't drug, and you're gonna be fine. You know what? Come in. You know what? You're chairing the meeting. You know what? We're going to San Antonio. You know what? We're gonna go share, and you're gonna share first. You know what? Let's go. You know what? You're gonna bring the food tomorrow. You know what? And I'm just like, okay. And that stuff helps. It's not even like. They didn't even say, oh man, you gotta do a 4-step. Oh man, you gotta 10-step that. Oh man, you gotta do la la la. Oh, you gotta check yourself, Chris. it is with my sponsor. You know, when I talk to my sponsor and be like, look, this is what happened, and man, I'm just, oh God, I don't know what to do. It's like, okay, well, let's go back. Let's see where it started. Let's see where you set the ball rolling. Where I made the choice to hang out with a married woman. When I made the choice to drink and drive. When I made the choice to smoke weed. When I made the choice to leave when I should have stayed. When I made the choice to stay when I should have left. When I made the choice to not see the red flags. When I made the choice to disrespect my boss. When I made the choice to gossip, whatever choice that I made, that maybe in the moment, wrong or right, it was a choice that I could look at that and be like, okay, I set the ball rolling right here. This is what I said. Why did you say that? I said it because of this. Well, why? Well, because that made me mad. Well, why did it make you mad? Because it reminded me of certain things. Why did it remind you of certain things? Because, well, this and this happened. Ah, okay. Now we're getting to the root of the problem. The root. You set the ball rolling right here, and you turned this one small thing into a very big thing, or a big thing into an even bigger thing, right? Instead of catching it right away, sometimes, you know, I let things build up, and then the big thing just explodes, which turns it into an even bigger thing. And when something explodes, man, it catches everything. Have you ever seen a tomato explode? Anything in its presence gets tomato on it. Have you ever seen a big red explode in your car, or a monster? It's all over the place, and it's gross. Well, that's what happens to me. That's what has been my experiences. When I explode, when I don't talk about what's going on, when I don't release what I have inside, when I don't write about it, talk about it, pray about it, I explode, and people get hurt. Innocent bystanders get shot, right? Have you seen a big red? It takes everything. When a big red explodes, it doesn't ask for permission. It just goes. And when I don't work on my stuff, when I don't get honest, when I get into this effort mode where like nobody can tell me nothing, and not even in the most, and you know, my pastor says that, and she says it positive, like, ain't nobody gonna tell me nothing. It's because, man, I'm on fire right now, and you can't hold me back in a positive way. But when I'm being messed up and ornery and a bad boy, it's not cute, folks. It gets everybody in negatively way, and people look at me and be like, holy smokes, like, I don't know if I should say hi today, or if I should just walk away. I mean, who's gonna show up when he shows up at 7:30 in the morning to work, right? So I don't really want to be that person anymore. I haven't been that person in a long time, but once in a while, do I go there? Yeah. Man, I'm still working on it. Okay, it's a lifetime process, but so far, recovery has worked. This program has worked for me. Taking the suggestions has worked. Sponsorship has worked. Not picking up a drink has worked, right? Being able to take my freedoms today, the freedoms that I have, and be able to take them with responsibility, right? Because I have a lot of freedoms now. I have a lot of, you know, they say, I've heard them say, with freedom comes responsibility. Yeah, I have a lot of freedoms. Does it mean that I get to just plow over everybody because now I can? No, not because I'm recovered that I can go and tell everybody how to live their life. No, absolutely not. I can't. I mean, I can, but I don't want to. It's not my deal. All I can do is offer a person a suggestion. This is what I did, man. I've been there. This is what happened. The only thing that I do say a lot is, don't pick up a drink. You're gonna be fine. Just don't drink. You know, I tell everybody, do whatever you want. Just don't drink. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt nobody around you. If you can help yourself. Man, I wish there's some people that, even myself, I'm pretty sure that there's some stuff that I do is glaringly wrong. And I do have people in my life that'll just tell me like it is, man. Like, don't sugarcoat nothing. And I have some that'll just let me fall. And that's great. Maybe because they don't know certain things, but there's some stuff that I guess I wish I could save everybody, but I can't. I can't. Some of us are more stubborn than others. Some of us are not ready. Some of us don't want to take advice from a young kid or a man, transgender man, or whatever, right? Whatever, or a church guy or a church girl or whatever, or because we're supposed to be anonymous, so I'm not gonna talk to you because you're over there on YouTube trying to share your experience, strength, and hope, and you're breaking every rule. It's like, nah, man, saving lives is not breaking a rule. I'm sorry. Think what you think, but man, I'm here to just hopefully that somebody will listen on some day and will at least be like, okay, if when I'm ready, I know there's a solution. Or be like, man, I need a solution. I think I'm gonna try that, even, you know, can't hurt. So I don't know, I can't save everybody, but will I try? Yeah, because somebody saved me. Somebody saved me even when I wasn't ready. They just said whatever they said in a different language, and I still heard. I heard that language of the heart. It spoke to me. And even though I was still drinking and drugging when I first got here, soon after, that desire was born inside of me to not want to drink. I started doing what was suggested. If somebody would have said, look, you either do it right now or you gotta leave, I would have left, because I wouldn't have been able to make a decision on that choice in that minute, because I didn't want to stop drinking. I was just there to fulfill my probation. So today, I don't quite say it like that, but I said, look, give yourself a chance, and if you think this is what you want, well, then we can show you how to get better. We can show you the steps. We can work with you when you're ready. And some people get ready real quick, and somebody take a while, but they stick around. The ones who stick around make it. Yeah. Say you don't stick around and you leave, so come back whenever, even if you're not ready. Just come on back. Alcoholics Anonymous recovery doors are always open, and there anybody can walk in. And nobody can kick you out. We have rules. We do have some rules and traditions. We have traditions that we live by to keep Alcoholics Anonymous as a whole together. And those traditions we try to, the group, those are our laws or our rules or whatever. It's called the traditions. And tradition says that, only you say you're a part of a group when you say you are. You say you're alcoholic when you say you are. Nobody can do that for you. Can you do the test like the one I told you about, the six-pack? The six-pack test? Yeah, you can do that. But even then, you still don't got to admit it. I mean, would it help? Yeah, it would. But only if you are. I can't tell you are. Only you can tell yourself you are. Right? So all these freedoms, all this recovery, all this program, it's like, man, it's not what I thought it would look like. It's not what I thought I would do with my freedoms. I didn't think that I would love to go serve in the assembly. I didn't think that I would love to translate. I didn't think that I would love to talk about this on YouTube. You're talking about, I'm living a life beyond right now, beyond my dreams. Did I ever expect to be a teacher? Yeah, I wanted to be a teacher. I've always wanted to be a teacher. I feel like I like to teach. I don't know how good I am at it, but I do like to teach. Right? So for those of you who are maybe struggling or not struggling, just ride if you're not struggling right now, just ride the wave and help somebody. Maybe help somebody who is struggling, okay? And if you're struggling right now, go hang out with some smart people who have been where have you been, that'll help you get to where you want to be. It could be AA, NA, CA, SLA, overeaters. They all, whatever your struggle is, get in a church. My pastor, man, Pastor Kim, RTK, go look her up. Real Talk Kim, she's awesome, man. She can set so many people free. It's amazing. Even me, I've been listening to her for like 3 years already, and she's the only, besides Pastor Doug at Downtown City Church or City Tribe now in San Antonio, she's the only pastor that I've been able to listen to for that long. And I have seen her go through some stuff, and I think, man, something's got to be working. I got to hang on. I got to hang on to my breakthrough. Well, recovery is the same way. It's like some of us don't get the breakthrough right away. Some of us do. But one thing we do get is a daily reprieve, is that every day we get to go somewhere and show up and just work on our recovery, or just sit there and drink coffee and eat sweet bread. You might not always have something smart to say, but it's all good. Even the stuff that's not so smart, even the deep stuff, even when I'm up there sharing and I'm crying, and when I'm up there cussing, when I'm up there talking big book, and when I'm up there and I don't know, nobody knows what the hell I'm talking about, it all works. It's all good. And for me, this has been the only place where I could really, truly just be myself. Truly, man, 100% be Chris. Be Chris. So I hope you find your tribe, people. I hope you find your persons. I hope, if you're a Bill, I hope you find your Bob. And if this is helping, just tune in. I'll never, this is like, you can watch this video anytime you want. Nobody has to know that you're even interested in recovery. That could be just between you and God, or you and your higher power, or you and the spirit of the universe, or you and me. You just be like, hey, you know what? I'm not sure, but I think I might. But let me just listen a little bit longer till I'm brave enough to walk into a meeting. I wasn't brave enough to walk into a meeting right away. No, I keep making up excuses, and sometimes I would go and I would be like, nah, let's just go home. And I would just drive by. I wouldn't even, and I did that just long enough to stare at you. And look at me now, man. Man, it's been a good ride. And the people I talked to this evening tell me the same thing. So I know this program works. I hope that you would give it a chance sometime, one day, that you would give yourself a chance one day to recover from whatever it is. Maybe it's from childhood hurt, or some hang-ups from an ex-lover, or maybe it's you not being able to get your dreams come true, or you're always pissed off and you don't know why. Man, I hope you will find clarity, hope, and not just my videos, but in any videos, man. Google the crap out of whatever you're feeling, and ask your spirit, is this real or not? Is this true or not? Is this fake? Because you Google things and you'll get all kinds of stuff, and before you know it, you're in the hospital thinking you're gonna die. But ask your higher power to help you, just to be able to tell what's real and what's not, and what's gonna help you and what's not. Sometimes, just for an example, I do nighttime meditations a lot, and sometimes I'll put one and be like, sounds interesting, and I'll put it on, and before you know it, I'm like, and I turn it off, and then I'll go to another one, and now I can almost tell from just listening to a little bit, the music especially, because I like music a lot. I love music. So I'll turn it on, and the music, right away, I'll be like, nope, this is not it. This is not the one. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but today this is not it. And then now I can tell. It's like a language, right? Say you don't know, say you're learning a different language. You don't have to be Spanish. It could be Japanese or Korean or French, right? And you're not really paying attention. Maybe you've missed some classes and you're not practicing because there's nobody to practice with. But you kind of you start learning, not even knowing that you're learning, right? Well, meditation music is the same for me. It's like that for me. I can listen to a meditation and be like, this is not, I don't know what this is, but this is not good. And then I'll change it. And then as soon as it starts playing, I'll be like, okay, here it is, this is it. This is gonna, because it has vibrations and it has frequencies. And even though I can't even tell you what any of that is, I can tell you when I hear a good vibration and a good frequency, a positive one that's going to help me, and when I hear one that's going to just, it might make me have bad dreams, it might destroy me, it might hurt me, right? So because I do them so much now, I can kind of listen to one and be like, ooh, oh yeah, okay, that's good, yes, I'm gonna listen to this one. Because sometimes I fall asleep to these meditations and my subconscious mind is still listening. So I gotta make sure, I gotta protect myself, right? That when I fall asleep, that I'm listening to something positive. On that note, just because it's so late right now, and I'm probably gonna head to bed or try to unwind when I leave here. One thing that's been suggested to me, right? I wanna also try to suggest some things that might help you, right? And I'm big on prayer, meditation, right? Praying, hey, thank you, God, man, it's been good. Ooh, it's been awesome. Whatever, right? Something like that. That's a prayer too. You know, prayer is just conversation between you and your higher power. So have a conversation and then meditate. I love to meditate. Sometimes I'll lay there and do a silent meditation. Sometimes I'll do a walking meditation. Sometimes, so these are all suggestions, right? Maybe you like to meditate. Try silent meditation, walking meditation, sleep meditations, right? On sleep meditations, you could pick something that's has frequency or vibrations. You could pick something. Yeah, they're making fun of this right now on YouTube, but don't you worry. We're on Facebook and it's making fun of this. But maybe you want to fall asleep you can fall asleep to the sound of rain or waves, sea waves, right? That's okay too. Another suggestion, excuse me. It's enough. Sorry. Yeah, she's getting loud because I'm about to give you the a key to help you. Another meditation is if you do a sleep meditation, right? Say you're real busy and you want to do a sleep meditation. So you can do that. You can do frequencies, right, and sounds. You can do raindrop, rain, or sea waves. I like sea waves. I have 2 meditations that I made myself of sea waves, and I'll just play them sometimes. I'll be like, wow, that's really good. And I put it on repeat. It's like, wow, that's really good. It's really good. But there's another way. Say you. I always don't know how to say this, but there are Stephen Furtick now. He reads the Bible. He can read the Bible to you while you sleep. You can download the Bible app, the YouVerse app, and you can fall asleep to that. And I say that because they're safe, because they're reading Bible verses, and Bible verses, I mean, to me, they've always been safe. When I wasn't sure about frequencies and waves and stuff like that, I did Bible verses just to kind of get me started. But then once I started getting into the other stuff, then I use that stuff. Now there's another app. It's called Insight Timer. They have sleep meditations. Man, I found one it's amazing. It's good, but it's not. Sometimes they only have them for a certain amount of time, and then they don't have them, and then sometimes they do so well that they start charging for certain meditations. And this one, it's on Insight Timer, and it's called sleep meditations, right? Go down, and it's for insomnia. And the kind of stuff that they ask you to practice while you're meditating, this particular meditation, it brings life to objects with no life. Like a coat laying a coat just laying, a coat that you worn all day, you take it off and it lays on your bed, like be the coat, like it kind of helps you be the coat. It's so interesting. I can't really describe it, or give it justice while I describe it, but I know that it works. I wouldn't offer you any kind of suggestion that didn't work for me. Sometimes I might give you choices, because some that have worked for me in the past might not work today, and some that didn't work for me in the past are working for me today. So I might be able to offer you some more than just one suggestion, but most of the time, 99.9% of the time, I'm not going to offer you something that has not worked for me, whether it worked for me 20 years ago or worked for me today. So, folks, thank you again. Thank you for trusting me with this video. I do appreciate your time. Like and share if you would like to. I know I hate to ask for like and shares, but the truth is that's the only way this video is going to get to the people who might need it, is that you folks would help me to like and share it, like and share it, like and share it. So I pray that you would do that for me today. I hope that you would. You don't have to, no pressure at all. And if you want to tune in tomorrow, then I will see you here. And may you have a wonderful, 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 wonderful rest of your night. Thank you. Bye-bye.